Good afternoon. I'm Charles. Thank you for joining today. I would like to present a little bit about the opportunities to study in France, especially in Rennes, in the region of Brittany, which will be in a French business school. So I guess, first of all, I will quickly talk about France and why it's a good idea to actually study in France. So France has a very nice life quality, a lot of history, a lot of different landscape, season, patrimony as well. It's very nice to live here. The food is good as well. When it comes to living expenses, it's also less expensive than the UK, the US, or Australia, which is something that matters a lot, in my opinion. I'm sure most of you are already speaking English. So it's always good, especially if you want to study business, to consider speaking a third language or maybe a fourth one. And French is actually quite popular. A little bit difficult, I may say, but yes, quite popular. France is also quite good in some specific industries when we relate it to business as well. Tourism, obviously, but also luxury brand in many different sectors, fashion, politics, just to name a few, but definitely quite more as well. Once you get the French visa, it's actually the Schengen visa, which is the European visa, which will help you to travel also in other countries. If you have to cross half the world to actually come study in another places, it's been nice to see a little bit more than only one country. I would be very happy to talk about food and French food, but that will probably take 2 hours. So I will move to something else. Those are celebrities that managed to come to France. Maybe you know a few as well. So in France, maybe you never heard about Rennes School of Business, and it's actually in the city of Rennes, but where is Rennes? So before talking about the city of Rennes, I want to talk about the region, because going to study in another places is not only about one university or one city, it's about the whole environment. And La Bretagne, which in English would be Brittany, is actually quite famous, have a strong history, and a very strong patrimony as well. Here on the map, we can see Paris, we can see Rennes, which is the city in which the business school is, and we can also see the whole region here, which will be available for you to travel and to discover a lot of things. So yeah, Paris, Rennes, not too far. Here are some sightseeing that you can see also near Rennes and in the region. But I think it's better for you to maybe see a video and get an idea of what is the region of Brittany, especially during summer, because I think this one is during summer. Here. Well, even without sound, I guess you will be able to get an idea of the different landscape, the different opportunity where you have holidays or where you're not studying, and places you can go and enjoy with your friends. To see if I can start again with the music. No music, sorry. But at least you will see the different landscape. And it will help you to plan a little bit what you can do during your day off. There's some friends or maybe some time you will want. I don't have the name of all the places as well, and I really want to say that this video was mostly shot during summer. You get the music on your side, okay? It's only me then. Then I will start talking. So yeah, I was just sharing a little bit about Brittany and what you can expect to do during your day off and how to fill your Instagram account as well. So now I guess it will be important to talk about Rennes, the city itself. Rennes is not too far from Paris. It's actually 1 hour 13 train, which in French we call the TGV, which is like the fast train. So it's quite convenient to actually maybe go visit Paris on the weekend. We have a lot of students. What they like to do is that Saturday morning they take the train to Paris. They visit during the day. They rent an Airbnb for the Saturday night, and they spend the whole weekend in Paris to visit everything, to partying a little bit as well. However, once you're done with Paris, you also have an international airport, which will give you the opportunity to travel in different cities around Europe as well. In 1 hour, you can be in London, in Barcelona, in Madrid, a little bit more if you want to go to Italy as well. So the city of Rennes is actually one of the biggest student city in France. So no, not one of the biggest city, but really student city. There are a lot of students. I think the population in Rennes is around 250,000 people, and 30 to 35% of them are actually students. So it creates a very dynamic city that is not too big, not too small as well, and very typical. It's very French. You can see on the pictures here, you have a lot of those French building and architecture, a lot of place to go around to see. It's quite international, and it's also one of the 3 major high-tech center in France, especially when it comes to communication and telecommunication. We obviously have a lot of transportation for you to go around, which make it very convenient. I know that usually in Southeast Asia, it's kind of complicated to go around. There is a lot of traffic jam, a lot of rain. Here, they made it really easier to go around, especially because you have the underground, well, the subway that is quite convenient. But once again, I'll show you another video for you to get an idea of the city, the kind of vibe that it feels, and how it is to actually go around there. So here we go. So yes, Rennes, a very nice city, a lot of things to do, very dynamic, definitely good for studying for 1 year and maybe no, who knows. I guess we talk a little bit about France, a little bit about the region, about the city. It's time to talk about the Rennes School of Business, who we are, what we do, why, where. We'll try to cover everything. First of all, here are a few stats. We have around 5,000 students. Half of them are international students. We used to have more than 100 nationalities, but I think we dropped to 70 something because of the COVID. When it's come to our professor, we have 95% of them that are non-French as well, around 40 nationalities. What does it mean? It means that at school, we do everything in English. Everybody will speak English, students, professor, staff. So there's no requirement for French, actually. If you don't speak French, it's totally okay for you to come study in Rennes School of Business. You will not need to speak any French once you're in the business school. French will be useful outside of the school, obviously, maybe the first time that you go to the restaurant. If you want to be sure to eat what you want, a little bit of French will help. But no worries, we will provide French classes for you. But yeah, those are the statistics. And the main thing to remember is that we do everything in English, which is more convenient when you want to study something, some programs that are usually technical and a little bit specific as well. I imagine learning artificial intelligence in French is probably quite challenging. When it comes to the accreditation, we have what we call the Triple Crown Business School accreditation. Less than 1% of the business school in the world managed to get those three. It will help you to get recognition in a lot of different countries because some of those accreditation come from the US, some other are more European as well. Here's the campus. So this is the main campus in Rennes. It's actually quite of a big campus. And for those who are not familiar, we are not a university, which means that we don't share the campus with a faculty of medicine, a faculty of law, or a faculty of engineering. All those buildings are just part of the business school, and they will be for you, basically. So sometime you will be having classes in the main building, sometime in a smaller one as well, and you don't have to walk too much to go from one to another. But the good thing is that it comes with a lot of different facilities and equipment as well. You'll have fitness room, you'll have a music studio as well. Let's say that you play a music instrument and you don't want to have problem with your roommates or with your neighbor in the student's residence, then you can play at school. We have a lot of places where you can meet people. Business and business school is a lot about creating a network, meeting people, because those people, maybe in the future, they will become your customers, maybe your boss, maybe your business partners. So the more people you know, the better. We also have what we call the Aloha Square, which is on the top right picture. I like to call this the customer service of the school. Basically, it's a team to 5 to 10 people, and their main job is to help you with everything. You have a problem with your apartment, you ask them. You don't know where is your next classes, you ask them. You have a problem with your visa, you ask them. They're here basically to help you. As I mentioned before, we have a lot of international students, and we know that sometimes it's difficult for you to get in a new country, in a new school, and they're here to make it easy, to make sure that no matter what kind of question you have, you know exactly who to ask. So our main campus here, as I mentioned before, is in Rennes, but we have another one in Paris. The thing is that in Paris, for the moment, it's only open for the first year of bachelor and 3 specific Master of Science. So not the whole program yet. And since it's really in the middle of Paris, near Gare Saint-Lazare, for those who know the city already, it's really in the middle. We couldn't manage to get the fitness room and the studio, the music studio, and those kind of things. So it's not as nice as the one in Rennes, but it's very well located, and it's a lot focused on networking and company visit, and of course in the middle of Paris, which is quite prestigious. Here for you an idea of the partners university that we have. The main reason why I'm showing this to you is not to brag, is mostly because it will give you an idea of the kind of students that you will have in a classroom, which means I mentioned that we have approximately 50% of international students. When you look at the map, you know where they come from. We try to have a lot of diversity, which means that we try to avoid having, I don't know, 2,000 Chinese students and 2 American, right? We try to have a very good balance so that you can really explore the multicultural aspect in the classroom. So you can see here you will have a lot of European, but you also have people coming from Southeast Asia, people coming from the US, and a little bit from South America. Not that much in Africa yet, but we're working on it. Let's talk about rankings. I know rankings matters as well. So basically, we will be in the top 10 in France, according to those business newspaper. And when it comes to the international ranking, it will depend of each program. Each program are different, and some of our program are not ranked yet. Why? Because it takes a lot of time to actually rank a program. We have to give a lot of paperwork and a lot of document, a lot of studies in order to be ranked. So not all the program are ranked, but we're working on it. So far, you can see our Master of Finance is top 24 in the world. Our Executive MBA, it's top 50 as well. We're well ranked also in European business school, so it's not only sometimes what being in the whole world, but in Europe, because studying at Rennes School of Business will help you to get a job or to continue your study anywhere in the world, and we care a lot about this. Let's talk about the program. What are you interested in? We have all the kind of program that you can imagine. We have a bachelor in management, which is quite general, but you can specialize in the last year. We have what we call the PGE, the Programme Grande École, which is something that you need to prepare for 2 years and that get kind of national exam in order to get in. That is a little bit more prestigious as well. We have a lot of Master of Science. If you know exactly what you want to study, getting specialized or maybe step up in your job, you've been working for 3 or 4 years and you want to actually get more of a managerial position, those are the kind of program that we have PhD, MBA, and executive education if you're already working. I will not go to all those programs one by one because then I will still be talking tomorrow, and I try to avoid that, even though I'm already talking quite a lot. Let's start with the bachelor programs. So the bachelor degree program is recognized by the French government, which means that it will help you to get a visa after you graduate. It's ranked among the top 10 bachelor in France as well. It's very complete. It will help you to discover a lot of areas of the business. You will have to do internship as well. The internship can be done in France. It can be done abroad. It will help you basically to build your resume. With the internship, you will have career experience. It will help you also to try companies. Maybe the first year you do an internship in a big company in finance. After 1.5 months or 2 months, you realize, okay, finance is not my thing at all. I want to move to something else. Then the second year, you can try to do maybe an internship in a small digital agency, maybe 10, 15 people. It gives you a different vibe and a different idea of what it is to work in this sector. So it helps you to discover a lot of things, and hopefully it will help you to make the right choice and to find the kind of job that you like. Then, if you still want to continue your study, we have the Master of Science. As I mentioned before, those are a little bit more specialized. This is why we have a long list here. You can see we have some in finance that I mentioned before, finance and data intelligence, which is very linked to artificial intelligence. We have some in luxury brand management, in marketing, in geopolitics, in sport and tourism, especially with the Olympic Games that will be coming soon. So a lot of different opportunities. And you have 2 options here. Either you just continue your study and you want to be more specialized, or either you've been working for maybe 2-3 years and you want to step up in your job. The last one that I will mention is the MSc in Global Business Management. Maybe you have a different background. You've been studying engineering or art or literature or something a little bit more technical, and you also want to have the business side to help you get a new position or to work in the company that you want. It's totally possible. It's actually suggested, and a lot of our Students in the global business management have an engineering background, because mixing those two, engineering and business, will really help them to boost their career. Those Master of Science are 1 year and a half. It's approximately 1 year studying and then 4 to 6 months internship that can be done anywhere in the world. With all those Master of Science, we have what we call the winter session. Winter session is 2 weeks in partner universities in Europe, and you will not have to pay for it. So no tuition fees, and we'll also pay for the accommodation, which means that you will only have to pay for the food and maybe the partying and the cultural activities that you will have there. You can choose among those universities. It sometimes changes from 1 year to another, but you can consider Florence in Italy, maybe all in the UK. You can go in Belgium as well if you want, in Germany. So a lot of choices, and usually a very nice experience. It will help you to meet more people and develop your network. I have another video, I promise this is the last one, about the school, to give you an idea of what it is to study in Rennes School of Business, to see the campus from inside, to see a little bit of the students, and to get more detailed information.
I don't know where ambition will lead me, but I know that it starts here in France, to Rennes School of Business in the Brittany region. The quality of life is great here. I love the fact that Rennes is not like a really big city. I actually decided to come here to Rennes School of Business also because it's academic excellence. There's a lot of things to do actually here, so that's great.
At Rennes School of Business, I experienced a lot of new things. Unframed thinking is not only our motto, but a part of my daily life. In a multicultural campus, offering so many different visions, it means keeping my eyes open to other cultures. To the future, it's learning differently. I learn economics, law, marketing, finance, to create a world more creative, more innovative. Teaching is an exchange in its own right.
Rennes School of Business is dynamic, and it keeps growing. Our triple accreditation gave us recognition abroad, including EQUIS, AICSB, and UNBA accreditations, and allows opportunity to work in financial areas everywhere in the world. And that's one reason among hundreds for why I've chosen Rennes School of Business.
The first time that I got here at the school really surprised me. I think the research here is one of the strongest points of Rennes School of Business. We'll have very knowledgeable professors that constantly work in new articles, in new research about topics, AI and driven data, business, agribusiness, corporate social responsibility, and ethics. It's a feature of this school.
At Rennes School of Business, the international outlook is at the very heart of my study. With over 80 different nationalities among the campus, 100% of my courses are speaking in English. With 350 academic partners, Rennes School of Business pay particular attention to offering the widest possible exchange offer in terms of destinations. It's a good experience for me.
Studying in Rennes School of Business is really fun. Student life here is just awesome, honestly. Go to the student club and play some pool, play some video games, play some foosball, also go to the gym together. I just find it great. There are also a lot of associations that you could be part of, and they actually organize pretty cool events that we have throughout the semester, and I find that really cool.
Well, Rennes School of Business got a brand new campus located near the Gare Saint-Lazare in the 9th arrondissement of Paris. It's an amazing place to live in. It's a big campus. It's about 1,500 square meters with 5 floors, where it's a great place to exchange and interact. Actually, we came from executive study programs or traditional studies. Coming every month in Paris is very dynamic. It forced me to discover new things, to open my mind, and to interact with high-graded professionals.
The Rennes School of Business campus is located in a dynamic territory, a region that can count on a successful economy. Excellence and global competitiveness centres have been developed in innovative and interesting sectors: agro-food, telecoms, new technologies, cybersecurity, industry, tourism and services. These are all opportunities for professional experience offered to students of Rennes School of Business.
Making life easier for students and contributing to their well-being, that's the main mission of the Career Center and the well-being team. Normally when I'm here in school, I actually feel well, but I also know that we all have moments in which we don't really feel well, and it's really good to know that the school offers a handful of well-being and support programs, especially when you're not feeling that great, which is completely normal.
Rennes School of Business really gives us opportunity to work and study at the same time. Indeed, I'm personally involved into the work study program in International Finance, which is an executive program. I'm currently working for one of the greatest European banks. My job is to manage risk for financing institutions. As I'm learning more and more, my scope of responsibility is increasing. It gives us a real potential evolution to the firm and into our careers.
I don't plan anything in the 6 months after my graduate. I'll probably be busy with the Career Centre, corporate days, workshops, conference. Rennes School of Business offers me permanent support in my professional development and my insertion. At Rennes School of Business, 96% of students find a job within 6 months of graduation, and they can count on 22,500 graduates all around the world.
All right. So yeah, I think that gives you a better idea of what it is to actually be in students in Rennes School of Business, which matters. It's time to talk about money. I think money matters as well. So here are the different prices that the program will cost in Rennes School of Business. The Master of Science, which is 1 year and a half, the total price of the program will be around 18,000 euros. The Bachelor in Management will be around 9,000 euros per year. The Master in Management will be in 2 years, 13,000 and 14,000 euros. And our International MBA will be 20,000 euros. The total monthly budget that you can consider in Rennes will be around 800 euros. This will cover food, accommodation, transportation, insurance, and taxes, basically, which means it doesn't include shopping, partying, and traveling. But except that, it covers almost everything. I know this represents quite a lot of money, but maybe to give you an idea, we did a study to know approximately how much our students are getting paid once they graduate. We did this with our MSc in International Finance, and the result was around 62,000 euro per year once you graduate from the first year. So 62, when you compare to those prices, actually maybe 2-3 years you manage to pay everything, which is, I think, quite a good deal. But we also help you with scholarships. We have 4 scholarships that are available. The first one will be talent scholarship. You have good grade, you're good students. Obviously, we like good students. We'll be very happy to welcome. We can help you up to 5,000 euro, which for the bachelor is a little bit more than half the price, and which for the Master of Science is around 30%. The unframed. The unframed scholarship is for you that have a unique personality. If you're different from the others, no matter how, it can be with your background, it can be with your project, something that you've done, about who you are. Everybody can be different in their own way. If you manage to pitch it well, you can also get the unframed scholarship, which will be once again up to 5,000 euros. The Solidarity Fund is only open for countries where things are really complicated, where there is a big crisis. I think Ukraine, for example, can give you an idea if you're eligible or not. The last one will be Bienvenue en France. Bienvenue en France is a little scholarship, actually. It's only 500 euros. But if you study French before you come to Rennes or before you come in France, we give you those 500 euros in order for you to cover the French lesson that you took before. Now, once again, I know that it's sometimes difficult to get in a new country for the first time and to study and to live there for maybe 1 year or more. So we help international students with everything. We come pick you up at the airport. We help you with the accommodation. We organize a lot of activities for you to meet people. You will also have a very nice graduation ceremony. And we have the alumni network. The alumni network is to be sure that even Once you graduate, you will not be forgotten. We'll still organize activities for you to meet people, to help you find another job, to help you in your career. And not only in France, but almost everywhere in the world. As mentioned before, once you arrive in Rennes, we take care of everything. We'll help you to open your bank account. We'll help you to get your public transportation card, to get your internet, to get your insurance, everything that you need, we're here to help and provide. We're currently building accommodation in campus, but it will be only available in 2024. So far, what we have is a partnership with Studapart, which is a housing platform that will help you to find a good place without being scammed or without paying more because you're a foreigner. This is the kind of place that you can expect. However, please consider that Rennes is a very big student city, and if you want to get your apartment or your studio, you need to plan it in advance. If you wait the last minute, it will be very difficult to find. If you're really, really, really rich, there is a nice castle to sell not far from Rennes, but that may be after you graduate. These are like the details of what you can expect to pay exactly per month. I will not go into those in details, but it helps you to get the idea of what is covered in the 800 euro that I mentioned before. I think I'll go with the last part before going to Q&A, which is quite important. How to get in? What are the requirements to get to Rennes School of Business? As you probably understood now, everything is done in English, so we will require you to get a good level of English, usually LTS 6 or TOEIC 750. It doesn't have to be that high because we understand that everybody has a different background, a different accent, and it's okay. We just need to get used to each other. You need to be able to understand the classes and to be able to communicate with the other. It will help you to improve a lot also in English if you're not fluent yet. A strong academic background is also very advised. We like to select good students. We will check your grades, not with the overall GPA, but mostly with the different topic that you study. If you had bad grade in the history and you want to study, I don't know, human resources, those topics are not really related, so it's not too important for us. But if you want to study finance and you have bad grades in mathematics, then it doesn't fit. The way it works is very simple. You go on the website, you will see the button apply. Once you click on apply, you will create your account. We'll ask you a few information, your name, your resume, your email address, your transcript, those kind of things. And then we will invite you for an online interview with the program director. The program director will usually choose the students one by one to be sure that it fits with the program. I cannot choose for those program director. I'm not good in artificial intelligence or in finance or in human resources. So this is why they choose actually the students one by one. Once this is done, after 2-3 weeks, we'll send you an answer saying you're accepted or you're not accepted. If you're accepted, you will also have the opportunity to apply for the scholarship at this moment. Well, I guess I already talked quite a lot. Here are my contact information. If you want to screenshot, take a picture as well, feel free to send me an email anytime. And I guess we can start with the question and answer. If you have some question, feel free to ask in the chat. From what I know, actually, I think you need to type the question directly in the chat.
Can I ask from here?
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't mind it. No problem.
Like, how is there any school that teach about like science, like IT or engineering?
Okay, so for us, actually, it will not be about engineering. We have a lot of students that have an engineering backgrounds, but want to shift to business as well. So what they do is that they have been studying engineering for their bachelor degree, and then they go for a master degree in business in order to connect the two sectors and to get a specific career path. But for us, no, we're not really focused directly on engineering. We have a little bit of artificial intelligence and data science. So there will be a little bit of programming and those kind of topics, but only for master degrees.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
I'm seeing a little difficulty. I don't know how to join the Zoom meeting correctly. I don't know how to choose the school from the website. So this is going to be another Zoom meeting on like tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, right?
Yeah, there will be like this. I think for this, the event organizer will be the one answering for this question. As I'm just representing one school, actually, I'm not sure exactly how is organized the event, but I'm sure you can ask your question in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. I'm not sure.
Enai, just to answer you, if you go to studyinfrance.sg website, you will have the program for every session every day.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any other question? If you don't, maybe I can answer some question that I usually get as well. That can be important. Will be, for example, the different partners that we have according to different countries. So it gives you an idea of the kind of level that we expect as well. When it comes to Indonesia, usually we work with ITB, ITS, or BINUS or Ubaya. In Thailand with Chulalongkorn, Maidan, Prince Songkhla University, Thammasat. In Vietnam with VNU, we work also with Broward there, and University of Finance and Economics. And in Malaysia, we work a lot with Taylor's University, for example. That gives you an idea of the different partners that we have and how you can get to Rennes School of Business if you don't want to go directly, but maybe through an exchange program or a double degree agreement. I didn't talk too much about the internship, but in all our program requires an internship, and it's not easy to get an internship in France. I don't want to lie to you. So if you're planning to work in France or to get your internship in France, it's actually highly suggested for you to study French before you come. It will be really easier. It's not impossible, even if you don't speak French in specific industry, but it's highly required for you to study French. If not, no worries. There is a lot of other opportunities in Europe, in countries that are a little bit more English-speaking friendly. You can go maybe in the UK, you can go in Switzerland, for example, or even in Belgium or Luxembourg. There are a lot of opportunities there. I think I already talked a lot, so I will end this session here for me. Once again, if you have any question, I'm at your disposal for the 1 or 2 minutes that we have left. All right, so I guess no more question. Thank you very much for welcoming me to today, and I hope to see you soon in France then. Thank you.